Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Brooke and you look lovely today. So today I'm going to be doing kind of a little cozy video that's going to be a library book haul sort of thing. I didn't just get these books from the library, but these are all the books I currently have checked out from the library. And this video is also going to double as a sort of shelf organization video. So this is the space we're dealing with. We got my bed. And we've got my little night table over here. And this is the situation we're going to be working on. So this table actually used to be in the living room of my college apartment. We didn't have an overhead light, so it was really nice to have a table and a lamp together. Now it's really nice because you can see there are these pipes on the wall, because some previous owner of this house thought they were going to put a wet bar into this basement and never did. And they're kind of looking and in the way. But this table is nice and open, so it fits over there and you can't see them. So I thought it would be a good place as well to put my library books in front, and then you can't see them even more. So I'm going to show you the library books that I have while I arrange them. Prettier than they were before. So first I have The Evil Queen by Gena Showalter. I have talked about this book before because it was on my August TBR originally, although I didn't get to it. I am reading this for hopeful novel inspiration. It is a story where fairy tales aren't old stories, they're actually predictions, and the main character in this book is destined to be Snow White's stepmother, and she can also speak to mirrors, so like that's pretty cool. Then I have The Bone Witch by Chupeco, which I have also talked about before because it was also on my August TBR and I did not get to it. It is also hopefully going to be on my novel inspiration list. It is a fantasy where there are necromancer witches, which I also hope to have in my book. Next I have a duology, Mask of Shadows and Ruin of Stars by Linsey Miller. I mentioned these briefly when I picked them up in a vlog, I believe. The main character in this series is gender fluid. I'm not sure about the pronouns because in the summary for the first book, I believe they use she. Yeah. And then the summary for the second book, they used they. And I believe gender fluid people prefer a variety of pronouns, so I'm just going to use they. But the first book is a fantasy game book, as I call them, kind of like Throne of Glass, where the characters have to compete in a competition to achieve some goal. In this one, Sal, the main character, they are competing to be one of the Queen's assassins, I believe. I also hope that this might be novel inspiration worthy. Next, I have Beyond Magenta, Transgender Teens Speak Out, written and photographed by Susan Kuklin. This book is research for my novel. I want to have a main character who is trans, and I need to do a lot of research for that as I am a cisgendered lady. Rick Riordan referenced this book as a source for his own research in writing about trans characters in his Stonewall Award acceptance speech, I believe. Some acceptance speech, and Rick Riordan's amazing, so I thought it would be good for me to pick up. Also, I'm writing about teens as well, so points for that. Then the newest addition to my library collection, actually, is To My Trans Sisters, edited by Charlie Craggs, which is an anthology of letters by trans women to other trans women, which I also thought would be good for research since I am writing about a trans woman. So those are all of the books for my own novel, inspiration/research. Next, I'm going to show you all of the fiction books that I currently have checked out. First, I have Little Black Book of Stories by A.S. Byatt, who also wrote a book called Possession about literary researchers that I had to read for class when I was in college, and I really loved it. I saw this book on the shelf, and I think the stories have a kind of fairy tale-esque quality, and I'm all about that, and I'm all about her, so I picked it up. Then I have Click by a variety of authors. This is a young adult novel. Authors that I recognize from the list include Eoin Colfer, Ruth Ozeki, and Gregory Maguire. I believe this book has to do with freedom of the press and things of that nature. It's not very big. There's no actual like description on it anywhere, but that's what I could tell from looking through it. I was mostly intrigued that this was one story written by 10 people. I believe each author wrote a chapter focused on a different character because there's 10 chapters all named after people. Then I picked up the graphic novel Modern Fantasy. I'm not sure if there's more to this series or if there will be more to the series in the future. It doesn't say volume 1 anywhere, although it does say this volume collects Modern Fantasy number 1 through number 4. I'm hoping that this is going to be along the veins of Moonstruck, where it combines fantasy elements and fantasy creatures with everyday life. Then I have the first 3 volumes of the manga The Girl from the Other Side. I have never read a manga before, but I've been thinking about trying it lately, and when I do, I want to make a video where I just binge a whole series, and I thought this would be a good one for me to start with. Manga has always kind of deterred me because I haven't been willing to put in the effort to figure out how to read it. But I've been thinking about changing that lately. I do think I want to shy away from mangas that focus on romance. I don't think I'm gonna like the way they're portrayed in mangas from what I've picked up from other booktubers. I just don't think it's gonna be for me. And I want to stay away from like the really intense ones where there's like 70 volumes of them or something. But this one only has 7. I've heard good things about it. It seems really cute. It's just about like a little girl and her monster, and I'm about it. So I'm gonna make a video sometime soon where I just vlog binging this whole series. I went ahead and just got the first 3, and I figure if I like these while I'm vlogging, then I'll just request the next 4 and keep going. I think this will be an important venture for me because sometimes I hear booktubers talk about mangas and I think the stories sound really intriguing, but the fact that they're mangas pushes me away, and I don't want to be driven away from good stories just because I'm scared of the format. Now for the nonfiction books that I currently have checked out. We'll start with The Art of Mindful Reading, Embracing the Wisdom of Words by Ella Berthoud. I saw this at a cart on the library and decided to check it out. It's not that long, and I've been thinking a lot about how I read and the ways I want to read and why I enjoy reading lately. I think because I've been thinking about annotation so much, and I think this might be a really helpful book for me to think about that some more. And I kind of want to make a video about what reading means to me, and I think that this will help lead me in a good direction with that. Then I have Harry, A History by Melissa Anelli, which I have also talked about because this was also on my August TBR and I didn't get to it. It chronicles the phenomenon and sensation that was Harry Potter and how Harry Potter and its fandom changed the way we interact with the books that we love. And that was the last book that I currently have from the library. They fit almost perfectly across, just enough space, so that's great. I'm gonna try to do some aesthetic shots to put in here. Enjoy those. Thanks for watching. I love you. Bye.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time.